Well, I'll just make a quick introduction. Chippy and JKK Mobile next to me, sitting in a hotel in Helsinki. I came all the way up for a holiday with my wife and ended up playing with UMPCs too much. But it made sense to see JKK. And we brought a few devices with us, and we thought we'd record it and talk about the devices and talk about UMPCs and talk about the consumer test we did in Helsinki the other day.
So that was fun.
It was good. Yeah, there's a lot of comments about that as well. I think it's actually one of the first consumer tests I've seen. So
Yeah.
I don't think anyone else has done that.
Yeah, and there was a lot of information. But,
yeah, and a lot of people talking some good stuff as well in the comments. So.
Yeah.
You brought some UMPCs with you.
Yeah. I think I should start from the oldest ones. And, so it's MTech T700 / TabletKiosk 7011.
Yeah.
UMPC with the extended battery and
the extra stand. Yeah.
Yeah, and actually this has been with me now way over a year.
Yeah, because that was the first one. That was the real original origami designed.
Yeah.
I think Otto Bergs designed that.
Yeah,
Well,
he did.
had some hand in designing it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call it the prettiest device.
No, I would call it the ugliest actually.
No. Do you remember the ugliest one?
Yeah.
Horrible. I call it the ugly sofa.
Ugly sofa. Yeah, but
Flip up. Yeah. Apart from that one.
Yeah, but in real life and in origami UMPCs, this is definitely ugliest. But I think it's best for ergonomics. It's really all the buttons are there. Buttons don't make noise. Mouse is there.
Yeah.
Now with the extended battery, you can get decent hours. Especially this one because I swapped a SSD drive here, so I get like a 4.5 - 5 hours easily.
That's the 6-cell battery. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's that 50 watt hour. Yeah.
Yeah, and of course the 6-cell battery is good to grab it. The problem is of course that I'm actually using that mostly at home.
Yeah.
It's not looking.
You wouldn't take that into a cafe, would you?
No. I sometimes do, but not really enjoy that. I would like to have some better looking, cool, more slick device. This is more like tool-like.
How do you find the screen brightness on it? Because it's got the old CCFL backlit screen.
In sunlight, you really can't see anything, but other than that, it's okay.
Yeah, well, what UMPCs can you use in the sunlight?
Oh,
very few.
The new LED backlight, you of course you have to adapt first, the first few minutes, and then you start to see stuff. I do that actually a lot with another one, but But yeah, this is and I have dropped this like 30 times at least.
Solid. Antec really seem to have good engineering, yeah.
Yeah, especially the housing is really like you cannot break this easily.
I think when it first came out, I called it more industrial design.
Yeah.
And I think that's what they were maybe aiming for with the build with plastics.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. But the electronics inside is nothing special.
No.
Easy, really like simple design on the main board, on the Bluetooth and Wi-Fi, nothing special. Everything is on USB. Of course, the main problem with this one was the heat and bad battery life. But the new versions are a bit better.
Yeah, I tested that as the pace plate version of that. I really like it. It was the first UMPC I ever got hold of.
Yeah.
And that was a year ago, and even now I think that the mouse button or the mouse pointer is really important.
It is.
Really
for me,
important.
yeah, it is.
What else have we got?
Yeah,
I'll just check the camera.
If we go on the time I got the device, this is the second one. Oh, there's
another one that TabletKiosk got hold of.
Yeah, but there's this kind of that. Let's take it off to show them. Yeah, TabletKiosk. This is the i7209, the silver version, and it is actually a really good slate device.
Yeah,
but
I agree. But battery life.
It's less than 2 hours.
And of course, the other problem is when it's mobile, it drops down to 600 megahertz.
700
megahertz. And that I found on the 7210 when it was docked. Of course, it has the dock as well, doesn't it? Which is brilliant.
Yeah, the dock is nice.
And I used it as a desktop PC for a long time. It was powerful enough for what I needed.
Yeah.
But as soon as you take it out of the desktop, it was.
Really?
It was as you couldn't run much in terms of video on it. Web browsing started to get really slow.
Yeah.
It has the good solid
best.
stand.
I think that's the best thing ever because this really works.
Yeah.
And as you may remember, I used it on a car. I just made a small steel thing on the dash, and then I could just put this through it, and it was there. So this stand is really. This has been a lot with me a year ago, and it didn't break, so that's a...
Yeah, but it was a bit more expensive than this one, wasn't it?
Yeah, like double.
Yeah. In the Pentium version was like $1,200. $1,400.
Yeah, you may get some special price, but...
I try. But, I mean, the other things I liked about this were the lock and screen off button, very simple. The SD card slot, which was fast and really usable. Of course, the docking station, which it was a real docking station, not a USB replicator, which had the Ethernet, had the gigabit Ethernet actually, and the USB and audio passed through.
Yeah.
And as it was a lot more attractive than the T700 as well, a lot more.
Yeah, and like even if it's not that much smaller, but really, if you put it on a table, this is small, this is big. Yeah.
One of the problems with this one was they never made an extended battery for it. And when a sub 2 hour device is just unless you're next to a docking station every hour, it's useless. It's really not.
And for me, actually, the docking station wasn't the thing because I really used them as alone units. I used them UMPCs as mobile units, and then I have a big laptop and big desktop, and I don't sync. I don't use the small ones on the separate screen. All my stuff is on the net, so I can easily have whatever computer and just start using. So
it's good. So anything else with it?
Yeah.
This is great because we've got just like 2 little rucksacks here, and let's just see how many PCs we're carrying with us.
Yeah. So, in timely order, I think it's the Asus R2H.
Oh, the R2H.
Yeah.
Which was a really attractive package.
Yeah, the package was really nice. A lot of stuff. You get a keyboard, a DVD drive, a nice. I think this is the best on any of those, as just for carrying. This is quite good looking.
Good case.
Yeah.
It had a good spec list. It had the webcam, the fingerprint reader, the SD card slot on this one.
Yeah. Yep. And the GPS.
What else?
The stand now in the newer batteries, but the stand wasn't that really. Really good.
Yeah. And good pricing, of course. That's one of the cheapest ones in Europe. 830 euros now is the cheapest you can get it for.
Well, it's a lot of value for money if you just look at the specs. And it works. People complain about the performance because it's Celeron without the L2 cache. And.
But there were 2 main problems with this one, weren't there? One, it was loaded with crapware. So as soon as people switched it on, it wasn't working. And it's just like, I hate that. People use a standard XP build or Vista build, they bung it on a UMPC and expect it to work. And the user takes it out of the box, and their first 5 minutes is an absolute nightmare. And it puts them completely on the wrong footing with UMPCs. And I spent actually, it's still one of my most popular posts on the portal. The 3 hours I spent with a friend, an owner of R2H, we went through and we cleaned it right up. And made a hell of a lot of difference.
It does.
And then there was of course, the second problem, same as this one, battery life.
It's again sub 2 hour. It's really bad, and the big battery makes it even bigger because I think this is quite bulky device. It's if we compare this,
it's a real slate.
it is quite, and the corners because they're not rounded.
Has it got the extended battery on it?
No, this is the normal one.
Battery.
So think about was like 7 millimeters more, and yeah, for me it's bulky device. There are good things like the fingerprint reader that's actually useful. TV out.
Yeah.
That's kind of nice because it has both the audio and video on the same cable, so it's really easy to use.
Yeah. And it had the mouse pointer again.
Yeah, right. The mouse pointer actually is a bit heavy to use, but better than nothing. Also, the directional pad is good with enter key, mouse buttons, scrolling. Yeah, good buttons. Bad thing about the buttons is that there's not much feel. I actually accidentally press this button all the time when I'm just moving.
You actually have to look for the buttons. I don't know if you can see that, but because they're flat, you actually have to look at the buttons. You can't feel your way around the buttons without looking at them.
Yeah. What else? What else
came in the package?
Well, the Vista came actually with this package, and
there was a free upgrade, wasn't there? Vista.
Yeah. And when I installed it, it really wasn't working. So it took in January, the first week of January, you could apply for that, and then the actual CD came like in March or something.
Yeah, C Titanic had it, didn't he? He got the CD as well and had a go and had problems, I seem to remember.
Yeah, a lot of people tried to make it work nicely. By then I had installed the normal RTM version of Vista and got it working quite nicely, but then when the official CD came, I just put it there, followed the instructions, and there was a lot of stuff that really didn't work. Work better now, but
now you can get it with Vista pre-installed.
Yeah, and with Pentium M processor, which is of course nice.
There's been a few people reported buying that in America and in UK. It's not for sale in Germany, but it's for sale in other parts of Europe. And I haven't seen any reports about battery life yet, whether that's improved. But of course, so you've got on one side you've got the Pentium, which is speed stepping, which should help. On the other side you've got Vista, which, despite what C Titanic says, out of the box it kills. I mean, 15 minutes at least battery life. Yeah,
there should be really, when starting Vista on a UMPC or whatever small computer without the actual power to do all the stuff, should be a big sign on the center of the screen first. Would you like to decrease the stuff we are running? No.
But that should be the job of the origami team.
I think so too.
They should be forcing manufacturers to, if they're going to put it on a UMPC platform, put the origami experience in as the first application that starts up, and that says in big bold letters, as you said, do you want to optimize this UMPC?
Yeah, and big yes, and then no button is like really small.
And if you don't reply within a millisecond, it does it anyway. Then answer with
do you want to?
Do you want
5,
to?
4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Because I think that's. Now we can talk more about origami later, but the origami team and the origami experience later. But I think that's something that could really help.
Yeah, it would, because I know I've spoken to so many people, I helped so many people, I even called some really to help just to get it working and running.
I'd like to test that Pentium version of that one with Vista, actually with XP as well. See if the battery life is any different. Of course, it's more expensive. It's up to $1,200, I think, for Vista Pentium version. And for that price, I would go for this with the docking station.
Me too, easily. If we are comparing just them, because they both have a bad battery life.
I mean, the GPS is something that's nice, but it's not.
But the thing is that they actually sold this more like for car use also, and they don't have a cradle. That's the stupid thing ever, because you have GPS and whatever, but there's nothing actually where you can attach this on a car. So even the simplest thing would be nice with it, or even available separately. Yes, we know now that in US they built stuff for it, but it's not the same thing. I think OEM really should sell all the accessories when the device is available. And same goes, of course, with Amtech and TabletKiosk, and they really should focus on the launch, because on the launch you need all the stuff then.
But then there's how do you kick off the manufacture of accessories and the scaling of that operation when you don't know how the UMPC is going to sell? That's the big problem.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, and they did.
Let's just take a break a second. I need to get some more water.
Okay.
Okay, fresh water. That's good.
Yeah.
Right, where were we? Next device, I think.
Next device. Again. I got it. I think next one is no beats. This has been somewhere really. This has been laying.
You're working UMPC.
Yes, sometimes in bad places. It's Mobits.
Next device.
This has been a really what could I say? I was really looking forward before it came because the ruggedness and the PC card slot.
Yeah, ruggedness, PC card slot, potential long battery life with the VIA platform, and screen brightness. Screen brightness.
But it turns out to be that the screen brightness is nice. It's the best on these ones. It's a bit washed, but it's nice.
Yeah.
But everything else isn't.
I mean, let's be honest, it looks
it's not
very
rugged.
ugly.
Yeah, it's not rugged. If it would, then it would easily understand, but it's really not.
Yeah, okay, it's got some rubberized bump strips. Yeah. It's got the same industrial plastic as the T700.
They're worse.
Yeah,
I think this is really nice. This is not.
Yeah.
The usability is the thing here. We have only 3 buttons, which only 2 can be actually used, because this is for Wi-Fi on-off, and Wi-Fi goes on always when you come from standby, so you have to switch it off again.
You can't change that in the BIOS?
No. And then this is for control depth. So you have 2 buttons and the mouse and the screen. And the screen cannot do...
No left-right mouse button?
No. And the screen doesn't do that either. If you press and hold, it doesn't do it. No.
Okay.
So the only way to do right-click is actually open the small mouse icon, press it here, and then right-click. This is not nice for overall computing.
So this is nothing for a professional, nothing for a consumer. But what about in industry where you could leave it docked
on a car? Yeah, but the dock is not available.
Okay, where you could implement a dock maybe.
Yeah. In a car, I would say in a car, in a truck, where you use the dedicated software.
Dedicated software, screen software.
Somewhere you don't need to hold it because actually it gets really hot.
Yeah. And you've got the PCMCA slot as an option. Of course, it's going to sap a lot of power as well, so you're going to need to be near.
No, I'm not exactly. Actually, the 3G modems today use less power than Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Okay. So
that's a standard.
Yeah,
4-cell.
4-cell. Yeah. And 2.5 hours battery life.
Yeah, you've got mounting points. So this is really your industrial UMPC. It's not professional use, not
nice
consumer
stand
use.
over there.
Yeah. Oh yes, this is the stand. It's a little bit.
Yeah, it almost keeps it there. So.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Mobits had 2 other devices, didn't they? Based on the same platform, which had never went into production.
Yeah.
The X7 and X5 and X7, I think.
Yeah.
One of them was really interesting, 5.6-inch screen.
Yeah, the keyboard one.
Yeah,
I think so.
Oh yeah, there was a version with the keyboard as well.
But it never appeared again, so...
I think that's a nice specification device. I hope someone...
But we have to remember that they are building industrial stuff. Yeah. So I've seen some of the computers. I think Philips is actually still selling for hospitals. This like 12-inch industrial tablet.
Yeah.
So the design is exactly the same as here.
Yeah.
Ugly. And yeah, there's a pen. Actually, Frank said that that's the best pen ever.
Yeah. I don't like the hard edges, but the rubberized bits may be useful. I'm not a pen man.
If I use a pen, I really enjoy actually the old Amtex pen because it's.
That's my favourite pen.
It's not there.
Oh.
I never use it. If I would use it, I don't. Hey, we don't use pens. We use fingers.
Yeah, we can talk about that later. All right, that's 4. Any more in your?
Yeah. I have this one, which is now actually I'm testing it right now to see if it's good or bad.
T770.
T770
Yeah.
from Amtech.
So,
And this is actually,
we did some stuff on the portal with this one.
yeah, this is the bag I'm using. This is a nice CD case.
Okay.
Cushioned a bit and.
Yeah, what I like about the T770 is it's got that really good feel that the T700 has.
Yeah.
Well built, good keys, nice key response, even fairly attractive in comparison with some of the other ones. It works. It's got the camera. It's got docking station. It's got docking station. Yeah, docking station potential.
The box. Yeah.
Yeah, the box. The screen was nice. 1.2 gigahertz via, and a good
1 gig of RAM.
battery life was around 2.25 hours.
Yeah, 220.
Under Vista.
Yeah.
But it was rather plain and unexciting. But as a slate UMPC, I think this is a really good solution.
Yeah, it's like the solid is the word.
Yeah.
Both in software, hardware, it just works.
Yeah,
That's
it just works. That's why it's quite boring.
Yeah.
It's one of those things you get out of the box expecting a lot of excitement, but it works, and then you go, oh, okay, next device. Again, extended battery possibility for this one.
It's coming, but
docking station possibility, or let's say replicator port. That's what the replicator box. And I think there's 1 or 2 people selling this with XP now. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I have an XP too, and
screen, lovely contrast on the screen. On this one.
It's
really good.
It's good. It's good. The XP and
lead backlit one. I can't remember.
No.
Yeah.
It's good screen, I think.
Yeah.
I really like it. And actually, I've not been playing with that Vista on it for a few days, and it's not that slow.
No, it's faster than the medium one.
Yeah, really. A lot faster, and the media capabilities are just fine. I've been using now the media center, streaming videos. It just works.
Yeah. When I think about this one, I think about the Samsung Q1.
Yeah.
I think those 2 devices are sit in the same part of the market, and I prefer this one over the Samsung Q1.
Me too. If Samsung wouldn't have the nice 6-cell battery, because it's so much nicer than do it like this.
Yeah.
So Samsung, I think the extended battery design is so much better.
Yeah. And they have good accessory range, better accessory range than this.
Well, best in the markets. And
do you know what I really hate about the Samsung? It's the lack of mouse pointer.
Yeah, me too.
It's just so
I can't use it. I just can't use it.
Yeah.
It's
now Synaptics pointers are not the easiest device to get used to start with. Yeah. But for example, the optical mouse on the Everun is much nicer to start off with. But what you can do with the Synaptics mouse pointer, when you're familiar with it, is so much better. Click and hold. It's fast. You don't have to do this sort of stuff like you have to do on the Everun.
And for me, it's of course the easiest way, because I've used IBM laptops for like 10 years at least. So. Yeah.
And so let's go to the start menu and start up, control panel, click. 2 hands. Didn't move my hands.
Yeah. And
let's do that with the pen.
Yeah, actually,
the pen
this
out,
is the
one-handed. It's heavier in one hand. Click, control panel, pen away, 2 hands. Now, what's the easiest? Mouse pointer.
And that's the thing. When I'm talking about like a laptop and UMPC, the UMPC usage for me is grabbing the device like this. Using thumbs, and then occasionally fingers again, then like this. This is like my UMPC use. Two-handed, like this,
in a chair,
and not with a pen.
Well, you think about the weight distribution on your hands when you're holding it like this compared to that. That's not just double the weight going on. That's actually all the weight and all that leverage as well, which after 10-20 minutes, that can really hurt. This is 900 grams, something like that. A one-handed device needs to be sub 500 grams to work.
This was the only way to use it long time.
And that's the same with the Q1. That does work.
Yeah, but it's
not. I wouldn't I mean, you shouldn't stand up in a train and do that sort of stuff.
I really
One knock
enjoy
and it's
it
gone.
like this. This is my, when I'm talking about UMPC, like how you use it like this.
Yep.
And then
Yep.
sometimes hand a little bit, close, then again continue your work.
Yep.
It's the way. And,
Let me just take a break to check the camera again. Okay, we've got 10 minutes left before that SD card runs out.
So really, this is, I would say this today in the market, this is one really like good basic slate UMPC.
Is this, how recent is this version? Because the version I had, the fan switched on within.
Yeah, we
30
can
seconds.
wait for that.
Yeah, but we've had that on now for 3 or 4 minutes and there's been no fan.
Yeah, it's better. It's better. It's definitely. This is like a week old.
Because that was really annoying about the.
I got this one, I think, last week.
Yeah. What's the other one with the fan noise problem? OQO. Whenever I watch that on videos, you hear the fan starting up. There was one that Hugo did. There was one that another guy did on YouTube. That and you could hear the fan straight away.
Yeah,
and that's improved. That was only the real complaint I had about this device. Apart from it being kind of boring.
Yeah. It's better. Actually,
and
now
it's got
it
the SD
started.
card slot as well.
Yeah.
SD card slot.
SD is good. SD is good. And this one nice thing I've always tested with the Vista on a UMPC. Open the on-screen mouse. Do this. If it follows like it does without any kind of effects, then it's quite okay.
Yeah.
And if you try that,
touch,
if you try that with a Asus, it really goes.
Asus is a heavy touch screen, isn't it?
No, I mean it doesn't.
The response.
It doesn't. The keyboard doesn't follow your finger. It goes like you can see 10 different keyboards.
Okay, yeah. But that's something we forgot to mention on the R2H. It's got the heavy touch screen.
Yeah, and
crap for a navigation device.
Yeah, it is. It is. And this one now has the 80 gram digitizer, which is really nice.
Yeah.
You can just press it gently. The funny thing, of course, is that because I've used the T700 so much, I've learned to click with my fingernail.
Yeah.
I have some, but yeah, I still prefer the easy one because it's.
These are all. That's light touch, heavy.
No,
touch.
this is heavy.
Is that heavy?
Yeah.
I thought that was light touch. Okay.
Yeah, it's heavy.
Right. So, out of those devices, T770 is probably one of our favourites out of that pack. Hey, have you got anything else in your bag?
Yeah, I do.
No.
I do.
It's
Let's leave this on to
ridiculous.
check the fan noise if it's coming back. So, actually, we can compare these two. Let's check the big battery out so we can check. So, even it looks smaller, it actually isn't.
Which one? This one?
Yeah.
Does it look smaller to you?
Yeah.
Oh, it doesn't look smaller to me.
Okay.
It is slightly bigger. It's
just
the same as the 7210.
Yeah. But I like
Come on,
the
there's not
design
much
of this
difference. That's the only one significantly.
Yeah, it's
larger.
Bigger. It's bigger, yeah.
And
Yeah,
that's
actually, I have my first UMPC here.
Yeah?
Yeah.
But before the T700?
Yeah,
I know
way
what
before.
you're going to show. So.
Way before. This is from 2003.
Pre-origami. This is when origami was just a glint in Otto Berg's eye.
Yeah. Maybe not even that.
They started 2 years before. They started 2003. 2004. They started.
Yeah. So this is early 2003.
Yeah.
7-inch 800 by 480 screen, touch screen of course, light touch.
Yeah.
Keyboard. Actually, this keyboard is same that Konishiba has.
Yeah. I recognise that.
Yeah. Same factory.
Yeah. Actually, it feels a little bit better than.
This is they used the earlier version. This is the better version.
Actually, feels a lot better than the Kojinsha.
It's okay.
And
it has a mouse
pointer, mouse left right, which is not brilliantly positioned.
No.
But
screen brightness here. Contrast here.
It's a working
speakers.
version, yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't think no battery life. VGA out.
2-cell battery.
Yeah. 6-hour battery life.
Yeah, okay, so...
It's Windows CE. But back in 2003, the internet wasn't that hard for the machine. So actually I did all my stuff with that. And when I needed some more complicated stuff, I actually just used the remote desktop to connect my main computers or servers. The good part of this computer is that it has a CF slot for files and stuff if you want, but it also has a SIM card slot because it has internal TPRS modem.
Mm-hmm.
So you can really, especially here in Finland, you can really be online all the time with that.
Isn't it funny? I mean, this is a 2003 device, then UMPCs came out, and then we all waited for a device with a keyboard. But there were devices around before that were basically, because one of my favourite devices of last year was the Kojuncha SA1. For me, I mean, I do a fair bit of typing, blog entries, of course, and photography work. So that was a need for me. Yeah,
me too. Well, I would say that for fun, I can easily use any of the UMPCs without a keyboard. Easily, nothing wrong with that. But then, if I really have, which I want to do, I want to use them also on my work and also for some input, and then I just need a keyboard. Mm-hmm. I cannot, I don't like handwriting, I don't like poking the on-screen keyboard.
Do you think handwriting is going to become more popular or less popular?
More.
I think if you took the consumer market, which
in the
doesn't
consumer
exist
market,
at the moment,
it never will.
It won't take off.
Yeah, no.
The kids don't like pens. They don't like handwriting. They don't. It's not something people are interested in.
Yeah, keyboard is becoming the natural input on the computers and devices, especially. And the phones are now bringing the thumbs and.
2 thumbs, 1 thumb, predictive text, text prediction algorithms, let's say, and I don't think keyboards, handwriting recognition is going to be important at all for the consumer section. But of course, there are some applications where can be used, specialist applications.
Yeah, and some people like it, so let them play.
Yeah, I like let's have all possibilities. It's good.
Yeah, me too.
As long as it doesn't take too much resource to run it.
Actually, it does quite much.
It does take a little bit.
Yeah, I just like 2 months ago, I was testing a bit with Vista, and I disabled all the good stuff. Tablet PC stuff, and actually it takes a lot of resources.
It takes a lot of memory.
Yeah, a lot of memory and disk activity, and especially the handwriting learning. And so on. And it does. But again, it depends. Does it matter or not? But for me, I was looking to really scale down the Vista, and that was the thing. But of course, the easiest way for me, I'm using embedded XP on the T700 with the flash drive. So actually, that's as scaled down as possible with Windows, because I can get under 100 megabyte of RAM and under 700 megabytes of flash usage. So. But
what was I going to say? Now's probably a good time to ask the question: do you think Vista is good for UMPCs or bad for UMPCs? And well, you know my opinion. You've read my.
I know that you almost like hate it.
It gives me a feeling of a negative feeling when I try it on UMPC.
Yeah,
really.
Let's see if
this is. Actually, I have to say the smoothest Vista experience I ever had on a UMPC so far was this one.
Yeah, and I was positively surprised with that. Yeah, because this works.
Is the T770 Amtech.
Yeah, it works. Of course, I still did the basic optimization. I don't want indexing and stuff like that happening when I'm mobile. So.
I did have the Q1P with Vista for a while. That was also pretty smooth.
Yeah, but I think there was some software problems. There's none. Everything just works.
There was until Frank sorted out the drivers. Titanic sorted out the drivers for that, which made a lot of difference. Once the tip stuff was, the HID drivers were in, that made a lot. Well done, Frank. Good job.
Yeah, it was really a good job.
Well, very good job. Have you got any more with it?
Oh, I don't know. I think it's. No, your turn. I have some.
Actually, before I get mine out, No.
I have a modem here. It's a DPA.
Bit big.
It is, yeah.
I had the T-Mobile version, the USB one. So that's HSDPA or
Yeah.
GPRS?
Yeah, it's a DPA. In real life, 2 megabyte connectivity.
2 megabit
Yeah.
per second, yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah, big, isn't it?
yeah.
I mean, when you compare that to a laptop, it's small. But I had one of these dongles, or whatever you call it, from T-Mobile. Tried to take it and use it as C-bit, but it was just too big.
Yeah.
Can't. It's useless because you don't want to be plugging it in and unplugging it, and it's a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
And I ended up dropping from HSDPA speeds down to normal 3G speeds because it was more usable.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pure reason. Bluetooth over my mobile phone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Much easier.
So I really think that with UMPC or small computers at all, you should either use the Bluetooth with a handset, or the better way, for me at least, would be integrated modules, which I have actually here some with me. This is the HSDPA module,
Alright.
mini PCI Express from Zero Wireless.
Yeah. So we put one of these in the Everun, didn't we?
Yeah. And
but expensive.
yeah, they are. Yeah.
That's the problem. If those are going to cost $200 to buy, and if it affects the end user price by $300, you got to be using it a lot to justify it, really.
Yeah, but really, I think we should have that option.
Yeah.
We really
Yeah,
should.
that's the nice thing about the Everun. It does give you that option.
Yeah.
You got some other?
Yeah, there's a Wi-Fi module and a Bluetooth module. This Bluetooth module.
Is it a USB module?
Yeah. And this is
Bluetooth,
and it has the antenna on
again,
the PCB.
USB module.
So quite small.
Can you see that? Maybe not.
Especially the Bluetooth, they are so, and this is not even the smallest ones.
Yeah.
So there's no reason not to put this in a computer.
Yeah.
So
I don't know why the Fujitsu U1010 has versions that don't have Bluetooth in. It beats me. I don't understand it.
It might be that it was just the first thing that they just didn't do it, and then when they noticed that people really wanted that, they just put it there.
There's two versions of it, isn't there? There's the U1010, all of those seem to have Bluetooth in. And then there's the 8230 version, I think it's the Japanese market version, doesn't seem to have Bluetooth.
8240, and now there was a new video, and the device was called U800.
Okay.
I don't know, but we all know it's the real name is Stormtrooper.
And you either love that design or you don't. I love it.
I love it too.
There was a video a couple of days ago. Actually, I think you sent me the link.
Yeah. Some woman was
testing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was interesting.
And it was with the extended battery, which actually it makes it quite big.
Yeah.
And you need it because it's
I think it's bigger than that, isn't it? With the slightly short.
Well, yeah, it's like 20 millimeters smaller this way, because this is 190 something and it was 171. But then from this side, it's way bigger.
Yeah. You look at that video, and a third of the depth of the device is in battery and the hinge mechanism.
Yeah.
Really massive amount.
Yeah.
And it's misleading because it really looks like it's a tiny piece.
Yeah.
It's one of those things, you look at it and you immediately see a laptop.
Yeah.
And then you see a hand next to it and you go, my God, that's a tiny laptop.
Yeah.
But when you see a UMPC, you've got no base in your brain about how it should look in real life.
Yeah.
And when you see it, it usually looks smaller than you think. So,
especially on the start, people thought it was pocketable, which is really not. It's actually on the volume. If we count the whole volume of the device, it's bigger than this.
Yeah. So I got some devices as well with me, and this has been my workhorse while I've been in Finland. It's a Samsung Q1B HSDPA. So this is the model that's available in Germany and I believe in Japan. There's a version of it as well. So it's the VIA-based one, and I've actually got an extended battery as well. and the SIM card goes on the top there, and I've been
and it's
able,
there.
and it's there,
and works.
Good friend of mine lent me a local SIM card, and I've been surfing. It's been really good. It's been, battery life hasn't been a worry. With the extended battery, I'm getting 6 hours. Connectivity hasn't been a worry because I don't know where the hotspots are here. I'm not familiar. I mean, hotspots are for me places you can go if you know where they are, if you know how to use them, if you think they're secure. There's no better mobile internet connectivity than over a cellular data connection. That's true mobile internet. It's been nice because the screen has been quite bright enough to use, but again, like we mentioned before many times, a stupid mouse button, which is not a mouse button at all. So it means you have to take it into one hand and use your finger all the time. That's annoying. And because I've used a lot of devices with even mini keyboards on, I'm getting used to having mini keyboards just to press even the first letter of a URL to pick it out of history. Makes it really quick. But I think that this was when it was announced back last year, Q1B, I was quite excited about it because I thought battery life, brighter screen, and there was a third aspect of it, not the HSDPA, but there was something else. I can't remember what it was now. But
you don't use the keyboard?
I have the keyboard. I use it a lot, and actually, my wife loves it because she can just add the keyboard on when she needs to.
Oh, but there's another
UMPC in here already.
So let's go. Oh, it has all the VIA stuff on it.
Actually, what is inside here is not VIA. This is because I was using it with that.
This is bigger than I expected.
Yeah, it's huge. Actually, really huge. But what you've got is the flexibility. So you've got a case.
Yeah, but still, hey, it could be like this.
Yeah, could be. So
let's don't open it yet. Let's put this here. Let's think this is Konishiba. Sure. Let's think about that. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
So there is some difference.
Big difference. And this is a lot heavier. This is like 1.2 kilos. This is still around 1 kilo, possibly less actually.
Yeah, this is like 700.
But in there you've got a Windows CE device, but let's assume
the old Konishiba is same size. Just like 50 millimeters bigger.
Yeah, it's a bit bigger, but it's a bit bigger all the way around. And it's I've had the Kijinshi SA1, and I'd say it's for me better than this because I do a lot of input stuff. But this has got a great keyboard, far better than any keyboard on any UMPC. And of course, it gives you the flexibility of using it as a UMPC like that in slate mode, or of adding it to make a laptop PC, basically. Although, because
you have a mouse there.
I have a mouse as well. Well, it's not a Synaptics mouse, but it's okay. It's better. I just don't know why they didn't put that there. If they can make that for that, why can't they put it in there? Anyway, of course, the other problem with it is you can't really lap it because it's not flexible.
You can't
use it on one hand. It's I think Hugo explained that quite well in one of his videos. That was one of his issues. That made him move to an OQO Model 02. I don't know if I'd go that way.
No touch screen.
No touch screen.
No, for me, thank you.
And screen size. Actually, I think now the screen size is usable because now I've tested the Everun at that screen size. Could be okay, but not without having touch. I think, especially for $2,000. $2,000.
Because with that you could buy both Q1 and Everun.
And in fact, for me, I would think about buying two UMPCs at $1,000 rather than one at $2,000. Because then you get even more flexibility. Yeah, because the 7-inch screen you can do a lot more. A lot. You can almost do whatever computing you need. And but with the 4.8 or 5-inch screen, it's you just can't. You just can't. It's really is a device you have to hold 50 centimeters or less from your eyes. I think at arm's length, at 1 meter, which is basically the length between you and a seat back table or a train table. It's a little bit too small, so you can't actually read stuff. Yeah, so this is actually the Q1P, which is the Pentium version, and that's a real zippy device with Windows XP. It's really, I mean, and Windows XP with a Pentium processor can be used as a small desktop.
Yeah. And with the extended battery, it gives you like
4.5 maybe, depending on how you use the Wi-Fi and stuff.
What's your point on battery life? How much you need? What's the minimum?
Anything under 2 hours is useless, because in a session I will use over an hour probably.
Yeah.
And when you go back to your UMPC and you see 40% remaining battery,
you start to worry.
Oh, you start to worry.
Yeah.
So I think from all the UMPCs I've used, and I've had devices that have gone up to 10 hours, I think the point where you get over 3.5 hours, you start feeling confident that you could take it out.
3.5, because I've now been like 2 weeks, I really concentrated in that area, and Mobits with 2.5, it's not enough.
Yeah, and this with a standard 3 cell is not enough.
Yeah. So it has to be 3.5 minimum in real life.
In real life, and not this stupid JITR test where they basically turn everything off. That's pathetic.
So Q1 Ultra actually could deliver.
Could deliver.
Yeah.
I haven't had the chance to try the Q1 Ultra. I've been in touch with Samsung.
You have played with that, but not as.
I mean, not really for testing.
Yeah.
And I like the Q1 Ultra. I really like the Q1 Ultra. Still annoys me that there's no real mouse pointer in it. Yeah,
and especially the mouse placement. Even it's now a little bit better than the old one. The placement is so stupid. It's down here.
Yeah.
So you would have to switch your hands all the time, like from up to down, to down, because here you can keep them like this.
Yeah.
It's I really don't understand it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to really getting into the Q1 Ultra and testing it a bit more, because it's going to be a good device. But think about the price as well, though. The Q1B in the States is under $850, I think it is now.
Yeah, the cheapest version.
For $950, you can get it with the organizer, or under $1,000. So for under $1,000, you're getting a handheld PC that you can turn into a notebook.
Actually, the organizer is not available at all.
The
The old one is, but it doesn't fit there.
Sorry, say that again. The old organizer.
Organizer. This is but for Q1 Ultra.
Yeah. That's amazing. Didn't we see one at CeBIT?
Yeah, we saw it, but it's not for that model, and it's nowhere.
Yeah,
it's nowhere.
I think value for money, the Q1B is brilliant.
Yeah,
it's really good.
Yeah,
great value.
It is.
So that's the Q1P, and that's the Q1B. I've got a couple of other devices a little bit smaller. What's that?
Oh, I think it will run forever.
Yeah, maybe run forever, or ever run. Forever run. Yeah, the Everun.
Yeah.
Oh, it's got a few beer splashes on it from when we did our testing the other night.
No ice anymore.
No ice anymore. Tested at minus 18 degrees C. I really like the Everun. It's a really nice device for me because it's nice and small. It does everything that I need, and I like the keyboard because not just for entering text, but for things like the Windows key.
Yeah.
So Windows L or Windows whatever to do whatever you need to do if you know the shortcuts.
Yeah.
And just you can use it in this mode with the keyboard and pick out URLs, or G for Gmail, and G, enter, done. Brilliant. The battery life, of course, is brilliant.
Yeah,
this is the 4-hour battery on it, and the fact that you can upgrade it with HSDPA is brilliant. You've got a fantastically small device with the great little optical mouse button. Function keys, again, really good for shortcuts. F11, of course, for full screen on Internet Explorer. The DivX playback quality is really good. Windows Media Video and QuickTime is really not so good. And again, the pricing is sub 1,000 UMPC.
And I think the screen is now it's just a little bit bigger than the old one, but still it makes the difference.
Yeah,
you can actually use
better than the Everun. That half an inch extra really makes a lot of difference.
I think so too. And of course, for real productivity, it's not there. Of course, again, it depends what you do, but. But
Depends. I mean, hotel productivity. Let's say in a hotel with a docking station or a USB keyboard, you can get your emails done. You can get some really good work done. It's. What did you think of it when you?
I like it. I think this one, it's not for me in that sense where I really need UMPC, because I need to do many stuff. Maybe I could learn with it. I wasn't playing that much with it, but
I called it when I first got hold of it or first saw it. I called it the best consumer-focused UMPC.
Yeah, really consumer stuff, and also the fact that I use car all the time. I don't need this small. If I'm not with a car, I'm in a bar where I don't need it at all. So maybe that's the thing. But yeah, I really understand why you like it. I understand it. It's a really nice device. You can do stuff. It's now, I think this is the point where smaller is not that nice, and bigger cannot be carried that nicely.
Yeah, well, having said that, I thought it was the best consumer UMPC so far. I'm not sure that I'm right, having done our little test the other night with the consumer. I think I think I should update that to say I think this is the best geek or early adopter UMPC, non-productive.
Hero.
Sorry?
Supercomputer hero.
Someone that's looking at something like an Arcos 604, a Canon Q5, an iPhone. This would be on their list to consider in the bubble of devices that they would consider, I think.
N800.
N800 would also be in there, because N800 does, if the only thing you want to do is browsing and some media, some specific requirements, then of course the N800 fits in nicely, and of course the pricing as well. $400, €400 is really nice. But there's the user interface, isn't there? We, for those that didn't look at the blog in the last couple of days, we did a little test with this. We took it into Helsinki and sat down in some bars and basically asked people what they thought of it, and the reaction was quite surprising. For a start, well, no one thought it was really that attractive. Everyone compared it with a smartphone. Everyone hated the user interface. It was too complex. No one really liked the keyboard, and it wasn't a hit at all.
No.
It didn't get any real positive feedback.
No one liked it.
Yeah,
they said they liked the idea of having a small computer, a real computer.
Yeah.
There was really some of the people were like professionals in computer work. Some were just plain end users, but they all shared the same thing, that really it needs.
Now, if we'd have shown that device with an optimized user interface, for example, if it had been the Pepper interface, the Mid Linux interface, or the Ubuntu Mobile, or the N800
Origami
interface,
experience,
or even Origami
with
experience,
browsing and stuff.
Then it would have been more intuitive, and it would have, I think it would have been instantly usable. The fact that you have to press the start menu to do anything puts people off. They know how difficult desktop PCs are.
No, Frank said that if it would have been Vista, it would be good.
I don't think there's a person in this world. I don't think there's a person in this world that thinks that XP and Vista are easy. Sorry, let's say, put this another way. I don't think there's a consumer in this world that thinks that XP and Vista is an easy thing to do. We've all been using PCs for a long time, and I'm forever getting frustrated about things in XP and Vista, even on the desktop. So as soon as you see XP on a small device like this, you instantly remember the problems you had with XP, the issues, the viruses. I think that's what the consumer at home associates it with, and so you need to scrub that away or put an overlay on it. And this is where I think the origami team have a really important job to play. They need to hide away XP completely.
XP, not Vista. XP2
and Vista maybe, but they need to consider XP as well. Okay, if they can do it on a device and hide Vista such that it's efficient, then fair enough. If I don't see Vista, I don't really care, as long as it works. But if they can make all the applications integrated into Origami Experience, like the Explorer, they've already done the media player, they need to get navigation in there as well, they need to get messaging and email integrated into Origami Experience, so you never ever see any Windows error messages or whatever. No Windows.
I really like the on the Asus E90 laptop where it has tabs for different stuff.
Well, that's how the Pepper guys did it. They've taken Linux, but you don't need to know there's Linux underneath, because they just overlaid a whole new user interface on it, and it's easy. Tabs on the top for the most important things: email, web, messaging, media files, and settings. And that was it. And that's, I think, all you need. You need that basic user interface. And I'll be really interested to see Ubuntu Mobile. In fact, I read today that there's some self-build stuff you can do now to get it working on, for example, the Q1 Ultra. And I'll be really interested to see that in October when it comes out, because I think that's going to make a huge difference. And I bet if I took this device out with Ubuntu Mobile on it, it would get a damn sight better response than with XP.
Yeah, if it worked, if you could do all the stuff you need with it.
Yeah,
because
if everything
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try it for sure. My main concern is that I cannot do all the stuff I'm doing right now. Because on the back systems everything is Windows. If I can do stuff.
But how about this? How about if you could instantly switch between XP and consumer user interface? Instantly, I mean button switch.
I know.
I want consumer, I want productivity mode. Or if you docked it and it was Windows XP or Windows Vista, and if you took it out of the dock, it switched to a default consumer mode. Now that's possible. These things have Windows XP embedded on them. So why not scrub that and put Linux, Ubuntu Mobile on there, so that you could boot either into Ubuntu Mobile, consumer interface, or XP. And that would be the ultimate, because then you would have your productivity UMPC that you could put in a desktop dock and have as a desktop replacement if it was powerful enough. And I think none of the devices, apart from the Pentium devices, are there at the moment. You could take your keyboard with you, like in the organizer pack, to have a notebook. You could take it out to have a productivity slate, and then you could switch it into consumer UMPC mode when you're in the coffee shop, read emails, watch media, do web surfing, web searching. And that would be something else. That would be the ultimate.
There's a rumor with HTC Shift having Windows Mobile on it.
I slated the dual core quite a bit when it came out. I just didn't understand.
Me neither.
I don't understand why you need to have. I've just said that you need 2 operating systems, but at that time I didn't understand why you might need 2 operating systems. To me, it was a kludge. 1, to get better battery life. 2, to cover up the failings of the XP user interface on a touchscreen device. So I guess the ultimate would be Windows XP or Vista with Origami Experience, a very, very good, well integrated Origami Experience. The only trouble is with that, I think there's not a big enough development team in Microsoft to make that happen quickly enough. We've seen the difference between the first Origami Experience and the second one, and there wasn't a massive amount of difference. The Explorer wasn't integrated. There's no navigation. The only thing that was really integrated was the media player, which was nice, but it still wasn't complete. Now, if we take the next stage, which we hear is coming up in the next months,
they should really integrate.
If they don't get it right this time, then Ubuntu Mobile is there, and Ubuntu Mobile could be a far better choice. It's a second operating system. We have to find a way to seamlessly switch between XP mode and Ubuntu Mobile. I don't know if that's possible with things like virtual machines, where you can instantly switch, or whether you have to reboot the idea of rebooting is not really right for a consumer. But yeah.
No.
So the HTC Shift, if it had Windows Mobile in, I don't actually believe Windows Mobile's any good for this level of mobile device because of the Explorer mobile, and it's not really the good enough internet experience. The Java support, the Flash support, all that, and it's not fast enough as well. Because remember, you're switching onto another processor as well at that point, and those RISC processors just not going to be powerful enough.
Yeah, but
as a product, is the one that's holding up the market at the moment. Everyone is waiting for the HTC Shift. It looks like a really nice device. It looks good. It has features that everyone wants, and the only thing we're waiting for really is pricing.
And user experience, because it's about the size of this. It's a bit smaller, but it's thin.
Mm-hmm.
It's really slim. Just push your screen up, you have a keyboard.
Yeah.
But no one has really used it. Or yes, there are some people, but they didn't do their job nicely to really go with it. So mouse is over here. You cannot bend the screen more than 45 degrees. Mm-hmm. There's stuff we need to see. Battery life.
Yeah.
If it's only like 2 cells, it's 2.5 hours. Then.
Yeah, the weight. What was the weight of it?
It's not.
So we don't know the weight. The screen resolution is the other thing. If it uses the same screen as the Samsung Q1 Ultra, 1024 by 600, with the LED backlit.
Yeah, but right now we know that it doesn't. The prototypes at least were 800 to 480. So if it's 1024 to 800 to 600, then it's really nice.
Yeah.
But so far what we have been seeing is 800 to 480.
Yeah.
800 megahertz processor. Hopefully normal memory. No, it says somewhere that it has the micro RAM, which means that 2 gigabyte upgrade would not be possible, or would be really, really expensive.
Yeah.
So
yeah, but 2 gigabyte. Once again, an issue I have with Vista is that you shouldn't have to go to 2 gigabytes of RAM and 10 gigabytes of install space to run a mobile app.
But we know that many people did it with the Q1 Ultra. So if people want to do that, I think they should have a possibility again.
Yeah.
So
I think it's going to be that compared to the Kojinsha SH6, which is a 600 megahertz Cascalin from Intel, with the keyboard as well. Similar sizing, it's a bit bigger, especially with the battery on the back. But it's got the full rotating flip back screen.
Yeah. But the difference might be that HTC could be available everywhere, and Kojinsha will not.
Yeah.
What about
there's possibility that HTC will market that device quite hard, and that means they put it through either cell phone carrier channels or high street channels, or at least decent online channels, web channels. And people will see it, so that could have a lot of success, but I don't know.
And it has best of the both worlds. It's a UMPC like this. If the mouse is good, if this and that is good. But then you can easily just push to get some keys, and then
the keyboard. The idea of keyboards. I have two trains of thought. That the keyboard is either there as a marketing tool to allow people to present a UMPC in such a way that it looks more like a laptop, and that people see instantly. They see keyboard there for productivity.
They don't need to think that should I buy it? Can I learn it? And stuff like that. Keyboard. Oh, I know that.
Because if you took a device like this and showed someone, they wouldn't really understand what it was. But if you showed it with the keyboard, then they would see, okay, it's a PC. It's a PC. But on the other side of the coin, the keyboard is actually useful as well. But how useful is it? We're only able to type at 50% of our normal speed on these keyboards, and they're not comfortable. You have to think quite hard about typing on these
Yeah, but it's you, because I can type only 30% the speed you can type in any keyboard.
Yeah,
and
but
I hate it anyway.
Yeah. So what? But even I'm saying 50% is not good enough.
Yeah.
It's limited.
Yeah.
And if you take a small keyboard like this and compare it to an iPhone, where you've got on-screen keyboard, which changes for the application that you use, which uses software to predict what you're typing. I think it would be better if you actually extended the screen down, dropped that keyboard, and implemented good on-screen keyboard software. The only good on-screen keyboard software that I've read about and tested, read about but not tested, is the iPhone. I don't think there's any on-screen keyboard that's better than that.
But still, the problem is that when you really, if we talk about productivity, you need to lay it down. You have a coffee there, you have phone there, you are doing stuff.
Yeah.
iPhone on the table like this. Again, the screen size, everything. It's again.
No, I'm not saying that the iPhone is a UMPC.
Yeah, but the iPhone type of keyboard. Let's say if I have a same keyboard here.
Yeah, you can't use. Yeah, no, you can't use that. But it does. There's no reason why that can't be an extra little screen. 2 or 3 millimeters.
But still,
slides out.
Yeah.
Anyway, this keyboard issue is really important, and half of me says you need to have a keyboard for people to understand what the device is about.
Yeah.
The other half of me says, well, if you did really good on-screen keyboard development work, you would have a better solution without the keyboard, but using on-screen keyboard, not handwriting, but on-screen keyboard. Actually, I saw an iPhone for the first time ever last night.
Oh.
A guy in a bar, American guy, did, I don't know, is this an iPhone maneuver? Oh, no, actually it was more of a...
Showed to everyone.
And I was like, oh, iPhone check. And actually he went outside for a cigarette, and I went outside, but he walked off. So I was going to ask him about it. But that was so funny. He's just waiting for his beer. Okay, what do you do when you're waiting for a beer? Oh, I'll get my iPhone out. Oh, off, in the pocket.
A bit like this. Oh?
Yeah. Oh, that's the phone you're using, yeah?
Yeah. This is the thing. Why?
Because I'm using a small phone as well. I think the small phone plus the UMPC is a better combination than some of the Uber smartphones there are.
It's a small screen, but actually I can do most of the stuff with this than any smartphone.
Yeah.
So it has a
because you don't need big screens for reading email. You don't need big screens for reading RSS feeds. And if you know what you want on the internet, and if you know a site that presents that information in the right format, you can actually surf the internet on that side screen as well. Not the full internet experience, but if you need some information.
I don't really do that, but I check my emails.
Yeah.
Don't ever type them, but I check my emails.
Yeah. So I have one more device, which is the smallest device, and it's debatable whether it's a UMPC. The N800. Nokia N800.
Yeah, we actually right now we are like 1 kilometer away from Nokia's headquarters.
Yeah. 1 second. Okay.
Yeah, 1 kilometer away that way.
Yeah. We should go past. And
we have to go past,
But I went past the flagship store in Helsinki a couple of times, and we went in and we played with the E90.
Yeah.
That's an interesting device.
Yeah, it is.
That's a really interesting device.
Did you see any communicators here? A lot of people?
Yeah. Loads of people have communicators here. Unbelievable. I mean, the girls that we spoke to about the Everun.
Yeah.
We asked them, what phone do you have? Communicator.
Yeah.
There was like 4 people.
And it was in a bar.
And it was in a bar, out in the evening. Although actually most of them, funny enough, were girls, and they had bags. That's one thing I have to mention. But there was one guy we met, that had a communicator in his pocket. The E90 is a really interesting device. I'm actually thinking about buying one because what it brings in terms of capabilities is not completely UMPC, but it's possibly enough to satisfy a lot of people So it's not the full internet experience. So browsing is slow.
Yeah.
It's like the N800. Damn slow and frustrating. But if you do need something, you can get it, and you know that every website is going to be formatted correctly. Now, you might not be able to get the Flash, you might not be able to get some other plugins working, but you know if you need to get information, you'll probably get it, no problem. And the other thing about the E90, and this is back to user interface, is the user interface is it's intuitive and
it's nice,
easy. And across the top, 6 buttons: email, web, whatever, GPS, really. So you can go there and you just flip it open. And, okay, email. I want to do web. So really focused on those important applications that you use UMPCs for, without any of the crap that's around it, like control panels, like taskbars and rubbish like that.
And it has a keyboard.
And it has a keyboard, and the keyboard is really quite usable.
Yeah.
I would say the keyboard's better than the Everun.
Yeah.
And it's small, and it's a phone, and it does up to 7.2 megabits HSUPA or HSDPA. I forget the HS.
I think that's still HSDPA. Actually 3.6, but upgradable in future.
Yeah.
So 2 megabytes in real
battery life, 3.2 megapixel camera of high quality, really good.
It's good.
Takes VGA videos up to 30 frames a second. That's none of these UMPCs here can do that, even the ones with cameras. And price, €800. That's cheaper than any UMPC on the market, and yet it achieves a lot of what the UMPC is there for.
But the missing link really is the internet.
Yeah,
and
that's a really important thing. But this leads me. This is why I did this post about the consumer UMPC, and I've been thinking about it for the last 3 days, really heavily. What does the consumer really need the full internet experience?
Yeah.
Now, I believe that for any productivity type of work, you do need the full internet experience.
Yeah.
It's nothing worse than the frustration of a part of a website's not working or not formatting properly.
Yeah.
That's not productive.
Yeah.
But for your average user, and let's admit that average consumer at the moment is just doing maybe a bit of web browsing, web browsing. They don't even use the internet, so any sort of internet is quite impressive for a consumer.
Basic stuff like maybe read basic news, then do some basic search. Not even blogging, nothing like that. That's not everyone's thing, I think.
No, but you could do, what I call sort of like forum type blogging.
Yeah.
Forum entries, a little bit of blogging, emergency blogging or whatever.
Yeah, but if you ask around, no one of your friends doing blogging.
No.
Yeah, so no blogging.
Okay, but for me.
Then basic like women do those women's sites. I don't know what's in there, but they do that. Maybe some baby sites. Sometimes banking is important, but that you can do at least here in Finland. You can do banking.
If you want to do banking, you can work out a way to do that on any mobile phone. Actually, that's okay. But and of course GPS, so it works as a navigation device. That's a package, a really good package, and. It doesn't look that fantastic. It looks like a phone, and I think if you repackage that, where the primary look is computer rather than phone, and you repackage it in kind of a consumer way, a bit more of a trendy packaging.
Mini laptop.
Yes,
trendy. Like the ones that we have been seeing from Asia, the mini. Dictionaries.
Oh yeah.
These are really nice looking.
Stylish, really attractive
sharp.
to the consumer, and
because there's about size of this. If this just have a normal keyboard, close it. This is. I don't think this is a good looking. I think it needs more than this. But
it's okay.
Compared to those dictionaries, they're really nice looking.
Yeah.
And you could easily. I think. Especially because if it looks like a laptop, then it's a laptop. It's a small laptop. It's a mini laptop. No matter is it XP, is it Vista or Linux or whatever. But the main thing is that you immediately see what it's worth.
Now here's a question: for a consumer device, would it be better to have slow internet with an optimized user interface, or have the full internet experience with a less developed user interface, and let's assume that the next 2 versions of Origami Experience aren't going to be as developed as Series 60 interfaces. Would it be better to have faster internet or better interface?
I think better interface.
Yeah, I'm thinking that too.
Yeah, for small screens. Yeah.
Now, what would be the ultimate for me would be your Everun-sized UMPC, which supports Windows XP or Windows Vista in the future if it's powerful enough, that flips into a totally optimized user interface when you need it to, when you want it to be consumer device. And the trouble with the E90 is you can't use it as a productivity device if you want to. You can't dock it. You can add a keyboard, but you can't dock it to a VGA monitor and use your use Word on it.
Yeah.
So the E90 is kind of there, but can never go any further.
But people are saying that yes, they can, but actually no. I would say no. There are some people really using it as a computer here, especially, but.
But you can't dock it. You can't use it as a desktop PC. No way.
Not that one. M95 you can. It has a video out.
Yeah, I know, but it needs to be x86 to be desktop capable.
Yeah, of course.
Because everyone needs XP or Vista. They don't need Linux, but they need XP or Vista so they can load the common applications that they know for being productive. So the E90 is kind of good, but it can never go any further because it's based on a non-desktop operating system. But the UMPC is not quite as good, but it can go further.
Yeah,
so this is this sort of space. E90 goes there, and today, it's hard for me to say, but I think the E90 satisfies the consumer UMPC needs more than any dedicated UMPC at the moment.
Yeah, if you look at all the specs, yeah.
For a consumer, I'm not talking about productivity.
Yeah.
But the UMPC has more potential.
Yeah.
x86 based UMPC has more potential.
Yeah. We have to remember we are only 1 year. We are down. Nokia has done communicators for what, 6 years.
They know what users want. They know what users want, really. Looking at the future, then, these are all current devices. I've actually got a Kojinshi S86 in customs, and I'm looking to get a Fujitsu U1010, and these will be the first of the new generation, including the Q1 Ultra on the McCaslin platform. And I think these represent a really good step forward.
Yeah.
We can include the Shift in that as well. So we've got the Shift, the Kojinshi S86, the U1010, and the Ultra, all based on McCaslin's. Is there any others? I don't think there is at the moment.
No.
What about the Amtech U560?
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Before that.
U560. That's an interesting.
Yeah, it is. It's small, 4.8 inch screen.
Is it 4.8 or 5.6? I read
4.8.
4.8. Yeah.
4.8. But the overall size is quite big. Actually, it's similar.
It's slightly thicker than that.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And but of course it has so much bigger keyboard.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
It would be really interesting to see that one.
Yeah, maybe getting one in a few weeks. So.
Oh, good. It'd be good to hear about that.
Yeah.
But again, pricing of that, I think there's a Pioneer Computers in Australia have it up for like $1,200, equivalent to $1,200 or something.
Yeah, but it wasn't that Australian dollars.
No,
it was
converted.
1,200.
Price.
Yeah, 1,200. Oh. Yeah.
So you're looking at an entry. That's an entry price. I mean, when you think that's so much cheaper. The Q1B is $800. The old Q1 is going cheaper. The Q1 Ultra you can get for under $1,000.
But actually, in Australia, all the UMPCs are quite expensive, so it's not that much.
So that might translate to $1,000, $1,100. We don't know.
But still,
But style-wise, that looks quite. Because they've made an effort, obviously, there to appeal to consumer.
Yeah,
it's got the rounded edges. It's got similar to this flashing here.
It's. I actually heard that it's designed in Germany.
Actually, that makes sense because the designs I've seen coming out of Asia I'm not picking on any device in particular, but they haven't been that attractive.
No. Yeah, and I like the design. It has good features. It has actually similar stand than the N800 like this.
U560.
Yeah.
All right.
Same looking, and it has a rotatable cam. You can film yourself or someone else. The keyboard looks usable.
Yeah.
We will see.
We'll see.
It has a place for extended batteries, so the battery would extend like this.
So it'd be even thicker. So you're talking about 45 millimeters.
Yeah.
That's gonna be really thick.
But it has a cradle with the CD drive.
Oh yeah. Oh, it has a nice looking docking station on that with the CD drive. So, then there's the question: is 800 megahertz from Castlin with Vista on top really usable as a desktop? I think it's usable as like your hotel PC, and weekend away PC.
One thing about this dock is that actually those CD drives doesn't cost much today. It's like $30 or something. So paying that $30, you get to install software easier.
Yeah.
Because software is for end users. Most end users get software for their stuff on the CD. They don't go to internet to download all the newest stuff. They put the CD in and
it's got potential, but we're going to have to see. So we've got the Kojincha priced at around the same price, the U1010 priced at around the same price, the Q1 Ultra in Vista spec is again the same price, and then we've got the HTC Shift,
which we don't know
yet, but is looking better than all the others at the moment.
Yeah, it is.
In terms of design and features and functionality.
Yeah. The bad thing is that if the resolution of Shift will be 800 to 480, then the Konishiba, for me, looks better.
Yeah, but then that's only a 600 megahertz device.
Still internet. Oof.
Okay, the old Kojincha with its 500 megahertz AMD was okay for internet on XP. I don't know how it's going to perform with Vista. That's the only thing that worries me about the Kojincha.
Yeah, but I have an XP CD.
Yeah, I like the Kojincha. I mean, for me, I was talking earlier about having two UMPCs. The two UMPCs I would have, and I'm in a fortunate enough position to be able to buy them, get hold of them, would be the Everun as my kind of weekend, evening, car, entertainment, sofa, bed UMPC. Yeah. And a Kojincha SH6 or a Shift, assuming that it's not going to be a ridiculous price, as my productivity UMPC that I would take, that I would use in the daytime for entering, sort of inputting data, writing emails. Probably I'll take it as the only UMPC if I went on holiday as well.
Yeah, I think I could easily live with just one that way, with the Shift. If the usability, if the buttons are nicely usable, if the keyboard is even with a shitty keyboard I'm okay. I type so.
Well, the Kojincha SA1 had a shitty keyboard, but you actually learned to adapt, and it was 60 to 65% speed of normal typing, which was good enough to be productive if you could use it in a situation where you wouldn't have been productive anyway.
Would you use a Bluetooth keyboard with?
No, never. Well, main problem is you've got an extra battery to worry about, and extra technology to worry about. It's pointless. A keyboard never goes further than that far away from the screen, especially if it's...
Would you also think that you would look stupid to others?
What, having a...
Like a keyboard like this open here on the bar, and then another keyboard over here.
Yeah, I think the only way it would work is if you had a Bluetooth thumb keyboard where you could do that.
Yeah.
And have you seen the Intel prototype, which has that situation where you click the keyboard on the front, magnetic, it charges as well, you can click the keyboard off. Then I think that might be quite a good solution. There is a Bluetooth thumbboard available from Think Outside, I think, but I haven't tried it. But that'd be the only way it would work. Otherwise, it looks a bit... And it's another bit of kit to carry, it's another battery to worry about, another bit of technology to go wrong, got the pairing sorted out, and
I don't like the idea. I think Shift could be easily for my main unit. It will have a HSDPA. Yeah. So that's really a nice thing. But the resolution is little because it will be soon it will be the newest device, but still if it doesn't have the newest technology, it might put it down a bit. Also battery life. Well, I would say the resolution in Q1.
Yeah. If it doesn't have the 1024 by 600 screen in it, and it's priced over 1200, I don't think it's going to be, because I think we've worked out now that on a 7-inch screen 1024 by 600 is the optimal resolution. It's the best. So can't run out. So 7-inch screen size, 1024 by 600 is optimal.
Yeah.
And it would be silly to have a 7-inch screen when we know that to have a 7-inch screen with 800 by 480 would be a waste.
Yeah.
Because I know, for example, for my wife, she uses software that just won't install if you haven't got 800 by 480, and I know you can switch into virtual resolutions, but it's not worth it because the screen quality is so bad at virtual resolutions.
Yeah, it is. It's not readable. You can use it for just like pressing OK button when the dialogues are not there, but not really as a really.
But I think it will have 1024 by 600 screen. Because I think the early prototypes would have used a screen that wasn't available, and that was the new Samsung LED backlit 1024 by 600 screen. Really. And I think it's part of the Intel ecosystem. Therefore, if you want to use Menlo, you get access to the Samsung technology. And probably advised to use the Samsung 1024 by 600 anyway.
Yeah, and
battery life savings.
And if we look back, actually, all these Slate ones have the same screen. They have different layers on the touch. They have different layers for the light. But if you open them and look at the part numbers, they're the same.
Yeah,
it comes from the same.
So I think my personal opinion is I think we'll see the Shift with that screen anyway. And in that case, it's only the pricing that's going to be the issue. And I mean, my feeling is
a little bit about the usability, because it doesn't have a synaptic mouse; it has the touch pad.
So which I tried on the Medion,
which wasn't that good.
I didn't like it that much, but I've always hated touchpads.
Yeah, me too.
I always think that a synaptic pointer is harder to get used to, but you can do so much more with it when you're familiar with it.
Yeah.
And takes less space.
And also scrolling. I think the two main things, mouse and scrolling, they are really for the internet. Yeah. Because you have small screen, you have to scroll up and down.
This is what's quite nice about this with the function key and that lovely scroll action.
Yeah.
How much do you think the HTC Shift should cost?
It will be around 1200, I think.
I think it's
similar than Q1. Oh no, they have been saying aggressive pricing it.
Yeah, but
it will be similar as Q1
with HSDPA.
No. If there is more than one model, I think we will see similar as Q1 Ultra. But
I think we'll see Q1 Ultra plus 200 for similar specs. I think we'll see entry level at 1199 without HSDPA, and then I think we'll see 1499 or possibly 1599 with HSDPA. Yeah. Because the OQO Model 02 and the what's the other one that's sitting up there? The Flipstart. Flip-flop. That have kind of set this $2,000. Pricing.
But they were saying aggressive pricing, aggressive volumes. Also, the HTC might use their own stuff on the HSDPA modules, so there actually wouldn't be a module but integrated. So then I think that would not be optional. That would be always there.
Yeah, that would be interesting. Actually.
But we will see. Yeah. It's and again, battery life. If the battery life is there, then. And it's small. It's so much smaller than a Konishiba actually, because the new SH6 is quite big.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. In fact, the old Konishiba was quite big because the keyboard ended. Then you had the screen swivel mechanism, and then you had the battery on the back of that. And the SH6 has extended battery capability as well. So then you look at another 3 cells either behind or underneath. I don't know how the battery's laid out. Yeah. But that makes it even bigger.
It's same size as P1610.
Yeah.
but of course it's P1610 is thicker.
Yeah.
But the other length and height is the same.
Yeah, and the P1610 has 8.9 inch.
8.9 inch, and the newest version 800. Yeah.
800.
It's a nice device. And also Flybook is the same size.
Yeah, that's really great. That's an increase in productivity that's probably worth having if you really need that. That's desktop type productivity there.
Yeah.
Although pricing as well.
Yeah. But looking at this, the Shift as a productivity machine really should be there, and U560 could be quite nice also.
Yeah,
it depends
I think that's
how it works.
Yeah. What do you think about the NanoBook? $600. You've got HTC Shift
again,
specs.
and again the $600 is now on their dreams, because when it goes to the sales channels and stuff, I don't believe it.
Yeah. I think actually they would be silly to put it in for $600 because they could actually put it in for more expensive, higher price.
Yeah.
If they're going to recommend to Packard Bell that it goes for $600, and if Packard Bell do their research, maybe they're watching this, you could probably put that in at a higher price at $799.
Yeah, 800 level. I was thinking. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't see it coming ever for $600, especially if we compare that to euros here in Europe. Getting that for like 480, no way.
Yeah. But then again, if you look at the UMPC,
but that's a totally different thing, because they're using Intel's old warehouse stuff.
Yeah. But in terms of when you look at on the specs,
but again,
screen, keyboard,
Asus
like a laptop
is doing the classmate PC for Intel. So they are producing millions of those, and EEE uses the same hardware. That's the key. NanoBook will not sell millions and millions like they're doing those classmates.
No.
So
but if VIA are recommending that it could be sold at $600, and the EPC has the effect of bringing sort of averages down, average prices, then maybe they'll put it.
But they would have to sell it to channel like for 300 euros.
Yeah.
And how can you at the same time sell that and then say others like Okio, Amtech and others will try with the same hardware for 1,000, 1,200. I don't know, but we will see.
We'll see about the NanoBook. It's 1.2 gigahertz VIA, isn't it? So it's the same hardware as this.
Yeah.
And it's got full size keyboard, so it's got 19mm pitch keys.
No. It's the same keyboard as in Flybook.
Is it?
Yeah.
I thought what they've done is they put the screen, the extra space, and then we're able to fit in. Okay.
No, it's the same.
You're right. Yeah, we actually highlighted that, didn't we?
Yeah.
I put that on the portal. Yeah. No. So it's got the reduced 16mm pitch keys.
16.5.
Which for me are good enough. I've got some lines.
It's really actually it's just like 1 centimeter bigger than this.
Yeah. Okay.
So.
And future beyond the Caslin
comes Menlo. Yeah, with Linux, with middle.
Possibly. No, I think the Menlo platform is going to be multi-use. I think it will satisfy Intel's UMPC and mid devices.
Yeah, but Intel is pushing those mids now, not the UMPCs.
Yeah.
So we will see a lot of those mids.
Yeah, and I don't think we'll see any increase in processing power.
No way, no. Decreasing, I would say.
Yeah, I think
so. There's people like Frank waiting for Menlo, waiting for increased CPU power.
No way.
Sorry.
That's that's what I think anyway. Because what I was talking about the other week with the way you need to slow users down on UMPCs, otherwise they use battery life. And the way to do that, the only way to do that is to cap the processor. And that's exactly what they did in Caslin. I mean, these devices, let's take a Q1P, wherever it is.
Yeah.
Now that will happily sit doing the JTA test at around 9 watts usage. But if you pump that up and get it going, that will use 20 watts.
Yeah, 20
watts of power. So how do you stop that process using 20 watts? What you do is you actually reduce it to 800 megahertz and slow people down.
Yeah, cut the wings.
That's the only way to do it.
Yeah.
And that's what my custom was. So Menlo, I think, will be a similar, gigahertz class, sub-gigahertz class.
100, yeah.
What will be really nice about Menlo, of course, is the form factor of the board is much smaller, so that makes smaller designs possible, or more flexible design.
And that's
possibly.
what we are seeing. We know that the thing is that when they can make them smaller, they will, and that goes with the battery. 3-hour battery life.
Yeah, of course. That's the other problem. Battery technology is not advancing, and if you want to keep the weight down of a device, you get to reduce the battery size.
Yeah. So the devices get smaller, but the battery life doesn't maybe get any higher.
Yeah. Take the O2 has got a 16 watt-hour battery. That's about half the size of the one in this. Yeah. Purely because it's a small device.
But it has only 2 hour battery life with a normal battery. It's no good for me. No.
Well, and it's funny because that's one of the most efficient UMPCs there is.
Yeah. If I would do something, if I really had everything in my hands, I would actually do something like a Shift, but the way you could put it back as a laptop mode, as like closed, and then use this small Menlo platform and this big battery. Yeah,
that's one thing the Menlo. Yeah, but the weight. The Menlo platform's not going to be lighter; it's just going to be smaller.
Yeah, but still, it would be like
even you won't actually be able to. Okay, you might be able to fit in a bigger battery, but it's still going to be heavy.
This is a 6-cell battery over here. It's not that heavy.
But hold on. For a device this small, remember, heavy is in the eyes of the user, right?
Yeah. But for me,
when I look at that, I see a device that should probably weigh about 300 or 400 grams.
That's right.
Yeah. When you pick that device up, it should be light. When you pick it up, you go, "Ooh, that's a dense device," and it makes you think it's heavy. It's not heavy, but it's heavier than you expect.
Heavy for its
size. Now, if you pick up exactly the same weight device and it's bigger, there's no surprises in your mind, and it's the right weight. It feels the right weight.
Actually, this felt pretty light.
Yeah, that's it. That's 300 grams. That's 300 to 400 grams. So therefore, you've got nothing to play with in terms of battery. You still have to use 2 cells, 16 watts or sub 20 watts, and battery life is still not going to go up much. Still going to be 3.5 hours, maybe 4 hours.
Still do it that way. More battery, less hardware.
You've got to increase it as much as possible.
We copy that.
So that's Menlo. We've got also Mobile ITX from VIA.
Yeah.
Again, the same principle. Smaller. It's going to be better for designers.
Yeah.
Keep the heat down. It's basically the same thing as Menlo, but I guess it's going to be cheaper for designers with VIA.
Yeah, and Menlo, it depends, because Menlo is not one board. Menlo is a platform.
Yeah,
and,
of course. If you buy into Menlo, you're actually buying in, I guess, to the Intel ecosystem, which means you've got to use your partner parts. Sorry, your screen from Samsung, your software from Oregon.
But Mobile ITX from VIA, you can actually buy the board and do whatever.
That's going to be a more open platform for designers. I think you'll probably see some more exciting designs.
Yeah, and maybe there would be some low volume, really special devices.
Yeah, it's going to enable cheaper devices. It's going to enable low volume devices.
Björn and others make it available to anyone.
Yeah,
just to able to buy even one.
I mean, Intel's doing a good job with that ecosystem, and they're pulling in a lot of resources. I mean, we wouldn't be seeing 1024x600 LED backlit screens on the Q1 Ultra without the Intel ecosystem, I don't think. But it is closed, and it's not going to be there for low volume producers. My feeling.
Yeah, it is.
Whereas VIA is going to be more open. They just want to make the platform and sell the platform like they did with Mini ITX.
Yeah.
Just there's the platform. Use it. Do whatever you want with it.
And source some nice screens also. So smaller manufacturers could actually do some
350 nits or more, so we can use the devices outside.
Yeah.
Preferably 400 nits. And I don't know what sort of hit that gives battery life, but I assume if you take a CCFL backlit screen, replace it with LED, and pump it up, you wouldn't be any worse off in terms of battery. But it'd probably still be an advantage.
Yeah.
So yeah, big brightness on screens. That's really good.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Outside readable.
Yeah. Okay, shall we wrap it up?
Yeah.
I think we've talked enough.
Yeah. Never.
Never. We could talk forever about this.
So slates are gone. 2006 were slates. Now
slates.
Convertibles.
I'm not sure slates are gone. I think slates could form a good part of a modular PC for the consumer in the future.
They could, but are there any other new slate than?
No. Keyboards, I think, are being used for marketing now, and we'll see keyboards on most devices until the iPhone's doing a good job. It's promoting touch, it's promoting internet, and it's promoting. It's really making people think about how they design software, and that's what we
like that.
Yeah. Okay. So let's wrap it up. Thanks for watching. This has been Chippy and JKK Mobile, the only 2 UMPC bloggers in Europe. I don't know. If there's anyone out there that's blogging in other languages in Europe, drop us a line. UMPCPortal.com, jkkmobile.blogspot.com.
Yeah.
Your website.
Yeah. Google JKK Mobile. That's it.
And feedback. We need feedback.
Yeah.
So comments, write stuff, and,
opinions.
I look forward to our next one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.